We're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. How the fuck did this bot just... Oh no. Wait, I think it's live. It's live. It's totally live. All City Tim, how are you? Great, good. That's cool. Wait, I can't hear you. Hold on, dude. I can't hear anything. I can't hear anyone. Hello?
Hello? You hear us?
Yes, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
So you're the owner of Schumann, but are you?
I am. And you are?
I'm not, no.
Yeah, I'm just a follower, but
Nice.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. How was your Christmas?
It's okay.
Yeah?
Nothing to write home about. Yeah, quiet one.
Same. Same
yeah,
for me.
it was fine. Yeah, just got drunk. Same old.
There you go. Did Santa bring you guys anything nice, or?
Santa never brings me anything nice.
Uh,
Socks. I got a pair of socks. A couple of pairs of socks.
Oh, let's go.
There you go.
Got some food as well. Some cheeses and some crackers and nuts and stuff. Somebody bought me a load of chocolates as well that I can't eat because I'm diabetic. Always get this at Christmas. People buy me stuff that I can't eat.
Well, you can have a little, right? You just can't like overdo it.
Yeah, I can have a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind, Dreamy. So I just posted a link to a server I just set up. I only set it up the other day. Just posted a few links in there. I did have a conspiracy theory server that was it had about 150 users on it.
Yep.
And it was it was pretty quiet on the voice chat side of things. There was a little bit on the internal texting chat, but it was more of a library for information.
Oh, nice.
And it was it had tons of information in there. And last year or year before last, it was last year, they had a purge on misinformation and during the Black Lives Matter thing. And my server got deleted because it was deemed to be what's the word? I can't remember. Promoting violence.
Really?
And all it was doing, all I had in there was, conspiracy theory stuff, different government projects, and yeah, it was it was annoying, to
Yeah.
say the least. Especially as I spent a lot of time setting the server up and getting it, getting people to actually help out running it as well. So I thought I'd start again and get this account banned. I think Google were the issue. I think a lot of at the time a lot of the Discord chat rooms were run by Google, and they didn't like any. There was some New World Order stuff in there as well, and I think they thought that was dangerous to spread that sort of information to people.
Wait, what do you mean it
So
was run by Google?
the chat rooms on Discord, I mean the text chats, they're hosted by Google and Amazon.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah.
so all the where you type, all the information is collected in there, and they use it for whatever they use it for, analysis or whatever, see what people are talking about.
It's mostly to sell you ads, really.
Yeah, but I think Discord is free of ads on the surface. What they're doing with your account information behind the scenes, we don't really know, but
Right.
probably
Yeah,
just selling it
I don't
as
know how Discord makes money, really, outside of Nitro.
outside of Nitro. I don't either. I don't think they do. But nothing comes for free, does it?
No.
There's no product being sold. You are the products, generally.
Right.
But it's good software. I've used Discord probably about 5-6 years now. I got involved with the QAnon people. Being a Brit outside of the US, kind of I disassociated myself with it
Yeah.
around about a year before it all fell apart. But there was some good people in there, and I obviously I managed to get a few people over there to moderate my servers and stuff, but it was kind of shocking to see how the media manipulated or used QAnon as a weapon against the people who who had basically followed it.
Right. Yeah, they kind of
The
commandeered Schumann bot. It was really weird.
Well, they were putting whole hit pieces out. I mean, even the BBC put hit pieces out about it. They just making fun of it and taking the piss basically, and
Yeah.
saying that if you follow this stuff, you're an idiot. But
Right,
the
right.
the people who followed the stuff weren't idiots, and they weren't racist, and they weren't terrorists, as they made them out to be. But of course, after January the 6th happened, it all became a little bit sort of a bit too close to home for a lot of people. I think
Right.
when they all got marked as being domestic terrorists, that's kind of worrying. And then we saw the inauguration that was behind fences and armed guards, which was kind of odd as well. Never seen that in my lifetime, and I'm in my 50s. So. Did you follow that sort of stuff, or are you kind of neutral on it all?
I'm pretty neutral on most of that. Um, I do like to know what's going on, though.
Hmm. Do you think there's more going on with the coronavirus than meets the eye?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I've avoided the vaccine so far,
There
but
you
they're
go.
coming. They're coming for me. There was an article in the Daily Mail that they were doing door-to-door vaccines. They're
Yeah.
coming around people's houses, which means that they've got access to your medical records, and they are using your medical records without your permission to come and find you. I mean, I know they're the health service, but and have access to your records, but they shouldn't be using it to give to third parties to come and look for you to vaccinate you.
Right.
That's kind of concerning. But they tested it they've run trials in my town. It's like, oh, okay, I read that last night on the Daily Mail. But they haven't knocked on my door yet. And when they do knock on my door, I'll tell them to F off. When they start breaking my door down, then I get my axe out and start defending myself. guess. I've had the doctors phone me up, trying to give it to me for every 3 months. I get phone calls, letters telling me to have the vaccine. You haven't had the vaccine. You haven't had the vaccine. And
Wow.
I've not had any signs of it. I went into hospital last year. I had 2 months in hospital, and came out without any signs of COVID. So I think I did well, or the nurses did well to protect me enough from that. So, but it seems now that it's dying anyway. It's basically the symptoms for it are a cold, same as the original coronavirus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So nothing to worry about. But of course, being diabetic, there was always that thing that in the back of my mind that a doctor says to me, "You're diabetic. You should be getting vaccinated." But I've never been vaccinated in my life.
Hmm. Are you
So
type 1 or type 2?
type 2, yeah, I had last year got submitted into hospital with a flesh-eating bacterial infection, thing called Fournier's gangrene, which is I had a boil that got infected with around my rectum. Boil got infected with the streptococcus virus. I had sepsis, and sepsis ran through my body and destroyed my pancreas. I got submitted into hospital. When I went into hospital, they did 3 blood transplants, surgeries, and said to me, "Did you know you're diabetic?" And I was like, "No."
Wow.
So the illness has caused the diabetes, and it's literally destroyed my my pancreas. I'm lucky to get away with just that, because sepsis can destroy any vital organ. So I'm lucky to come away with just that, really. But I'm heavily diabetic now. I'm on pills and insulin and all sorts of things. So, but I'm lucky to be alive, so I've got that. It was odd, going into hospital, because I'm kind of I live a very solitary life anyway, and during the first lockdown, all my friends were going, "Oh, I can't handle this staying at home stuff," and I was like, I got submitted into hospital, and I had loads of people around me all the time, and it was just so weird having people to talk to day in and day out, and obviously I was being being nursed back to health again. And I was being heavily monitored, and having people around me talking to me and discussing what were they going to be doing next. And it was kind of odd that I was having this sort of it wasn't a social whirl, I wouldn't call it, but certainly more social activity than I'd ever had before, or had for the last 30 odd years. But of course, when I came out, the world had fallen apart and been turned upside down. So all my business had died. So I'm now disabled. I've got psoriatic arthritis. I've got, since the diabetes has taken hold, I've got heavy psoriasis all over my body, and I've got psoriatic arthritis that's related to it. So, and I've got a lot of pain in all my joints. I'm on heavy medication still, and still going in and out of hospital occasionally to deal with the rheumatology stuff. But yeah, they want to vaccinate me, and because I felt weak, and when I came out of hospital, I had infections anyway, because they wanted to give me a colostomy to bypass my rectum, and they couldn't give me a colostomy. Well, they could give me a colostomy, but they couldn't do keyhole surgery due to the coronavirus, whatever reason. They can't do keyhole surgery. It's something to do with the gases in the stomach. So they said, that we can do the colostomy, the bypass, but it's going to be major surgery, and we don't think you'll survive that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you back walking again, because I spent a month on my back in the bed. Get me back walking again, and send me home and try and treat it with antibiotics. So I came out of hospital with antibiotics and with infections still, and I spent the next 7 months on antibiotics, and having infections all the time means I can't take the vaccine anyway. So when the vaccine did first come out, I was already, still battling the infections.
It sounds pretty rough.
Yeah, it's been rough. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not having a very good time of this all. It's been really difficult. Dealing with the pain is unbelievable. I mean, the pain is unbelievable that I'm going through. Sleeping is erratic. I wake up every hour, screaming in pain because the arthritis basically seizes all my joints up. And because I try and move in the bed of a night time, I roll over and whatnot, and
Yep.
suddenly I'm screaming and I'm waking myself up and having to walk around and get my body moving again to get rid of the pain.
Jeez.
It's not easy. Staying awake now is a problem during the daytime, so I find myself just dozing off and falling asleep and not even being aware that I'm falling asleep. So then I'll just go. I should be tired now. Like, it's gone past midnight. But yeah, COVID seems to, when it first started, I was like, oh god, pandemic's coming. We had all these things coming out of China, all these videos coming out of China, people dying on the streets, and we know now it was only propaganda. But of course, why is there propaganda for something like that? They were trying to sort of tell us that this thing was killing people falling dead on the streets, and they were fumigating the streets and spraying, and people being locked in their homes, welded into their homes, and that sort of thing. And it's been nothing like that at all. Whether that's like that in China. And it's hard to know where the propaganda's coming from. I mean, before this all happened, you had Trump telling the world that that we shouldn't be having 5G installed because Huawei are installing surveillance software with their 5G networks, and they were surveilling us. And suddenly we're having viruses coming out of China that's sending the world into pandemics, into lockdowns. And yeah, some of the doctors, when I was in hospital talking about it, they were saying this, they've been discussing what the coronavirus is, and at the time, this was back in April last year, they were saying that we think it's a bioweapon, that it's actually coming out of China as a bioweapon. I mean, it could come out of China, could come out of the USA. They're both just as capable of doing something like that. Fort Detrick has done that stuff before.
I was gonna say, yeah, I've heard about some theories about Fort Detrick, but
And as I say, they're both perfectly capable of running a psyop like that. It's hard to know where it's coming from. And of course, looking at the CDC, I mean, the CDC haven't got a terribly good history with being honest people. I mean, the things like the Tuskegee event or Tuskegee project, whatever you want to call it, where they for 40 years gave syphilis to people and didn't cure them, even though they had cures for it. This is the CDC. This is who you're dealing with. So obviously, you being a Schumann resonance expert, are you?
I mean, I wouldn't really call myself an expert.
So why did you set up the account?
I originally set it up because there was no archive of the graphs like anywhere available.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your interest in the Schumann resonance? I mean, I've I've spoken about it before. I mean, I've looked at it and I've sort of spoken to other people about it, and it's like, well, what does it really mean? You know, what is? I mean, I mean, I look at those charts and I don't really fully understand what the charts mean.
I'm still trying to understand it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my initial presumption was that there was like a some sort of physical source of like consciousness, and then like I kind of stumbled across the Schumann resonance, and I kind of like suppose that it would be the Schumann resonance, but I don't know. My belief's kind of different now.
So it's the electromagnetic spectrum, isn't it? It's obviously a vibrational sort of frequency of electromagnetism.
Right.
I'm guessing it's affected by things like solar flares and volcano activity.
Yeah, there was a guy that last year, it's like during a lot of the spikes on the graph, he would like predict where and like when earthquakes would happen, and then I don't know what happened to him. He just kind of like disappeared, but
Okay.
he was pretty accurate. It was kind of strange. I don't
Well,
know
I
if there's
know
like
there was a guy called Dutch Since who used to do earthquake predictions, but he
yeah
used to do it with HARP when HARP was active. Well, I don't think HARP's active anymore. Not the US HARP anyway. And he used to correlate. You know, I mean, the problem is with a lot of these earthquake places. You know, it's the same ones every day. You know, you go to Vanuatu and you know it's like, oh, you know, there's going to be an earthquake there today because there's always an earthquake there today. It's
yeah yeah.
always active.
I don't know. I don't know too much about geology or that sort of thing. But now I think it's like it's sort of um, like the collective unconscious, possibly, because we know it's like possible to send information through electromagnetic waves, and there's kind of this correlation between brain waves and like the different Schumann resonances, like the different peaks. So like I assume there's like some sort of inter there's this like this kind of interplay between the human brain and the earth.
So like the global consciousness type thing. You know, like I mean, when you look at these things like the 100th monkey effect or whatever they call it, where you know you've got this sort of raising of a consciousness to a certain level. Is there something that sort of affects all of us at any particular time that can be that can be quantified by the Schumann resonance? Is that the sort of thing you're sort of looking at?
Right.
Yeah. Have you managed to correlate anything like that? You know, looking at people's behaviour and what people are talking about, whether they're in a positive or negative mood. I mean, obviously, I'm just reading through um, your Hermeticus site, I think it is. Is that
Yeah.
yours?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Just reading through there, and you're talking about the diurnal circle of the SR signals alters serotonin, melatonin, which in turn affects cancer cells, cardiovascular health, neurological processes, and reproductive systems. So you're talking about a two-way sort of system where the human mind is affecting the Schumann resonance, and the Schumann resonance is affecting your body as well. Now, yeah, I mean, obviously there is, there is a psychological effect of health. You know, I mean, we know that's real because there's placebos work. You know, that sort of thing. So definitely the human mind is more powerful than most people realise on this earth.
I think like definitely like the collective consciousness stuff. I feel like everybody's kind of tapped into it, but they just like don't understand it. Like I can usually tell how people are feeling just because of how I'm feeling. Like usually it's pretty similar. Like pretty much exactly similar most of the time. Like I feel like
Yes.
everybody had like the most melancholy Christmas of their entire lives yesterday.
I don't know about that.
Oh really?
I had a nice day, but then it's I wouldn't say I was sad, melancholy.
Oh,
Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit.
that's just me. I'm just emo then.
Well, I think a lot of the time, I mean, certainly when you're in a crowded room and there's lots of people in the same room and there's an atmosphere there, um, there's a sort of an empathy for everyone. There's something that affects everyone, whether it's the people, what the people are talking about. Even if you're not focused on what they're talking about, I think that can affect you as well. It's like being in a crowded room full of people talking. You're able to focus on certain people talking and pick out a conversation and listen to that and focus on that. But of course, the subconscious doesn't work like that. It works more on a subconscious level. It's basically all the stuff that you're not focusing on is going in, and I think that's everyday life is like that. Your brain is taking the information in, and it's processing the information, yet you aren't being sort of informed of what is being processed.
That's
And
true.
the raising of consciousness when for our evolution. It's almost as if, like, after the 100th monkey knows how to use the hammer, everyone knows how to use the hammer, sort of thing. I think there's something to that. I think there's definitely something to that.
You just have to do copious amounts of shrooms, and you'll be good.
Very true.
Yeah. When I was younger, mate, not so much now. Hello. Don't run away.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Can it's snowing. Got a day off. Christmas alright.
Nice.
What about you guys?
Christmas was good. It was kind of weird.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of weird. I'll be honest. I had a strep throat infection for the whole week, so
Dang.
yeah, it was really shitty. But other than that, I'm alive. I'm better now. I can finally actually drink and eat.
For real. I
What
hate
kind of
strep throat.
infection was that?
Strep throat.
Oh, strep. Oh, I had one of those last year. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not fun. It's not fun at all.
it's not, man. Feels like you have a bunch of razors in your throat.
For real. I hate that. I used to get that all the time.
Oh, a strep. Okay, yeah. Cold.
I think it's the same bacteria though, Streptococcus.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, you should wash your hands more when you go after you go to the toilet.
Definitely.
Sorry, I'm not your mum. I shouldn't tell you what you should be doing.
No, I understand, man. I definitely, you know what I mean? Gotta be more careful. What side you guys from?
I'm in the UK.
Nice.
about 80 miles northeast of London, I guess.
Nice, nice. That's really detailed. I'm here in Oregon, USA.
Nice.
Oregon. That's on the west
Nice.
coast, isn't it? Oregon.
Yeah, the West Coast.
I'm in Rhode Island, smallest state.
Ireland, nice man.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I'm from New Mexico.
New Mexico. Wow.
Yeah.
That's my by Nevada, huh?
Yeah, pretty close.
Nice.
Actually,
Hell.
I think it is. Right now. It's close to it.
Huh.
Is it like hot weather down there?
Um, Not right now. In the summer, yeah. But like right now it's like 40 degrees and wind chill. But I mean not like a snow state.
I see.
My roommate was just in Silver City.
Oh, I love Silver City. Silver City's cool.
Yeah.
Why is he in Silver City though?
I think
Did
he has like
kid?
family down there.
Oh, that's cool. I was like, there's not much there. It's cool though. I want to go back. I just like it's far. It's far for me.
Really?
Yeah. Because the state's so long. Like everything's like I think Silver City's like 4 hours to 5 hours away from me. But Rhode Island seems cool.
It's alright. Same heights here.
True. If I met him, he'd treat me like the copy pasta. Whereas like, I saw Sam hide in the gas station. I think that one.
I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen like
Oh
something
really?
similar though. It was like Lilo though.
I think it's the same copy pasta. I just saw it for him. And I was like, that'd probably happen.
Yeah. Nah, he's not like really a good person.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Haven't like watched him in a bit either.
Yeah.
But the East Coast seems cool.
It's a vibe. It gets cold though.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know if I could live anywhere else because it's like 40 degrees here and I want to cry when I go outside. It's too cold.
I think it's 40 here right now too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the weather's been like super weird this year.
It's always cold in Rhode Island, isn't it? This time of year.
Yeah.
You're quite near Canada, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty close to Canada actually.
I think you've only got
But,
Boston. Is it in between Boston and Maine?
Yep.
Yeah, I had a friend in Maine. He was saying that it's always cold here. They get the cold winds off the sea.
Hmm. Whereabouts in Maine?
No,
Yeah, okay.
that's it. So that whole chunk of land. Oh no, that is Canada. I'm just looking at it on the map now. You've got oh, where's Rhode Island gone? There's Maine.
It's like a dot. It's like
Oh
the
right, yeah.
tiniest
So
dot.
you're in between um, New York and Maine.
Yep. It's right under Massachusetts. Some may refer to it as Connecticut's foreskin.
Why do you want to sing Bee Gees songs in Massachusetts? So Nova Scotia, that's part of Canadian territory, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah, the whole of the western side of the US at the moment has got some really cold weather, isn't it?
Does it?
Yeah, I was just looking on the weather map. I posted a link in the chat. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
good weather
pretty
map of that.
cold.
So New Mexico, that's west of Texas. West of Texas, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is it Albuquerque?
Yeah, around Albuquerque.
Oh, nice map.
Yeah, you're hitting 40 degrees, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much every night. Every night's cold. Even during the day. But I don't know. I don't go outside anyway, so it's fine.
But you head a little way east, and you're in Texas, and Texas has got some decent weather, isn't it? Some warm in there,
Yeah, actually.
Texas. Is there a mountain range between New Mexico and Texas?
I don't know. Maybe on the from the east to me, but I've never been that far east. I've just been to like El Paso. But El Paso last year during Christmas, dude, it was so cold. It was not that warm.
It was cold last year in Texas, though,
It
wasn't it?
was
Or
it was freezing, dude. I was there, I
well,
was like,
they had lost their power as well, didn't they? Remember?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I almost forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I was in like the only area of El Paso that didn't lose power. So I was like wrecked to everybody else. But like my my uncle was trucking around that time, I think, or whenever they, I think it was later or like the middle part of this. Actually, no, it had to be like earlier this year in like Austin or Houston or whatever, wherever they had all the snow and then all the power cut out for the whole state.
Hmm.
He got like trapped in the snow for like a week in his truck. I was like, damn.
Yes. There was that massive pile up as well, wasn't there? On one of the roads.
I think
That was
so.
awful. They caught it on camera, and there was like lorries going into the back of each other, and God, that was awful. I guess people in Texas aren't used to that sort of thing, are they? Snow on their roads.
No. Like all the shit in Texas was made for like warm weather. So they had one snowstorm and the entire state collapsed. It's crazy. This is a cool map though. Canada's huge, but most of Canada you can't even go to.
Yeah,
Like nobody
it's like
lives there.
Siberia, isn't it?
Pretty much.
I watched a documentary about the old miners, the gold miners who are going to Alaska during the gold rush, and some of the routes they were taking were deadly. I mean, it was so dangerous because they were going there in the middle of winter as well. Yeah, it's tough terrain,
Dang.
really, really tough terrain.
Those sound like, oh, plus it was like they were fucking like walking there and shit. Damn,
Yeah, yeah, they were hiking
that's
there.
crazy. That'd be awful. Why would you even go to
Well, because there
Alaska?
was gold there. They found gold there when there was a
Oh
gold
really?
rush.
Dang.
That's why they're all going there. I think even the Trump family. That's how the Trump family made their money was during that gold rush. I think Trump's great granddad or something. He had a whorehouse up in Alaska that
That's so
that
based.
served the miners.
It's pretty lucrative.
Like, gotta stay warm somehow, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And because they all had loads of gold and plenty to spend.
It's so based.
But it's taking that initiative to go and do it, isn't it? Oh, there's a gold rush on. Let's go. Let's open a whorehouse there. They must have known about Alaska, that there was gold there, that there was oil there. When they made it a state of the USA.
Probably. I never thought about that. I was like, why the fuck would they have a state all the way up there? That's
Well, I
crazy.
think also it borders with Russia, doesn't it? The east
Yeah.
coast of Russia. You've got
Oh
that.
yeah.
I mean, I think it was even during the winter that it actually forms a landmass across there, doesn't it? You can actually walk across, or it
Yeah.
certainly did during the ice age, last ice age.
Yeah. I remember reading about that, like the land bridge.
Hmm.
It's really close to Russia. I'm surprised. I forgot about that. I remember we had to learn that in school.
Because Trump wanted to get his hands on Greenland, didn't he was trying to get Denmark to sell him Greenland. Why would we do that? That's an odd one.
Manifest destiny, he needed it.
Well, the thing is about Greenland, most of it's covered in glacier. If global warming is real, then that glacier could melt, and who knows what's underneath. There's certainly some active volcanoes on there, which means that there's gold, because gold comes out the volcanoes.
Oh, where?
Gold comes out of stars, doesn't it? Gets made in stars and collects in the Earth's core when the Earth was created, and because it comes out through the volcanic action. Generally, it gets washed down rivers, and that's where the old ancient rivers dry up. That's where all the gold is in the bedrock.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
I had no idea.
But of course, over the course of thousands of years, millions of years, the landscape changes, pushes up, and gets squashed around and gets moves around, and it's but with the glacial action as well, the glaciers pushing the mountains around, so you get lots of old ancient beds covered up and new ones being formed. But there's a finite amount of gold in the world. I mean, it's just a matter of getting it out of the ground. But there is a finite amount, and it only gets made in stars. So when the Earth was created and the debris was coalesced into the planet, that's when the gold got put into the planet.
That's sick. I didn't even know that.
There's bound to be gold on asteroids, though, right?
There might be, yeah. There might even be a gold on comets as well.
Hmm.
Now, the asteroid belt was created in the well, we don't know about all the asteroid belts, whether they were created during the explosion of the sun or the explosion that created the sun. The Oort cloud probably was, which is on the outskirts of the solar system, which is mainly ice and water. But of course, that's where all the comets come from, and the meteorites. But yeah, definitely. I mean, if there's a theory about being another planet between us and Jupiter. I can't remember what the name of the planet is they theorised, but I think it was Zecharia Sitchin theorised it, but a lot of other people agree with him. I mean, Sitchin isn't the greatest resource when it comes to telling the truth, but a lot of other people think that the asteroid belt that's in between Earth and Jupiter was created by a planet that got destroyed, because if it was Jupiter acts like a vacuum cleaner. It sucks in all the debris from the outside. So to have that much debris inside Jupiter in the asteroid belt means that something was already there that got destroyed. So asteroids can have all the minerals. They might even have life on them as well. We don't really know. And certainly the Earth has got life on it, plenty of it. And it's not just one type of life either. Even though most of life on Earth has DNA, has that same carbon-based life form code.
I need to go asteroid gold rush mining.
Oh, I'm sure they're I think the rings of Saturn are the prime place to go asteroid mining for that sort of thing, because you know those rings are just full of asteroids, and you don't have to dig for them. I'm sure in 100 years' time they'll have spaceships going there and mining the rings of Saturn.
Definitely.
There's even theories that they're doing it now, secret space program.
Probably.
I'm doubtful.
I am doubtful as well, you know, but you never know.
Yeah.
Stranger
No,
things
that's
have
true.
happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's just like really, space is just hard. It's just a tough problem.
True.
Well, space is sort of like a firewall, isn't it? It's like, you know, you've got your planet. It's going around the sun. That's your home. That's where you're allowed to be, until you develop your technology good enough to get away from your planet and go to, first of all, other planets in your solar system, and then beyond your solar system. It's going to be a long time.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to advance quite a lot before you get to that stage, because there's such huge distances involved, and you can never travel there in your lifetime.
It's true.
And if you're going to start breaking the rules of reality, you know, physical reality, where you're creating wormholes or whatever they're going to do to, you know, break the speed of light, travel faster than the speed of light, then, you know, it's probably going to require some sort of super intelligence, to actually do that. And of course, you know, yeah, we are developing AIs, and there is going to be a point where AI becomes super intelligent, and it might even happen in our lifetimes. It's, you know, the leaders of artificial intelligence predict that the singularity is going to happen in 2030 to 2035, so it's not far off. It's only 10-15 years, and that's the point that, you know, the artificial intelligence becomes more intelligent than humans. And when that happens, it's going to develop new artificial intelligences, program itself, program new artificial intelligences, and you'll get a, you know, a logarithmic rise in literally overnight. You know, it'll go. It's like an explosion. So, you know, when that happens, that they might be able to solve quantum science, quantum physics, and make out, you know, understand what quantum physics is all about. Because I don't think humans have got the physical ability to fully understand quantum science, just because our brains aren't big enough. Even the best quantum scientists don't really get it. You know, they just theorize. It's all theories.
Didn't they like just find out what dark matter, or like 50% is dark matter, like last year?
A large they predicted that most of the universe is dark matter. Most of the energy in the universe is dark matter, because they can't see it. They know it's there because it has to be there. But where it is, we don't really know. It's probably a long way away. It blows my mind, you know, the idea of, you know, building a space telescope and looking back in time with a space telescope. It's like, you know, they point these Hubbles and whatnot at a point in space, and then focus it there for a couple of weeks, and then they look at the picture that gets exposed, and it's just loads of galaxies, and, you know, it's like, what the fuck? It's just crazy.
That's
And
true.
it's not looking at other galaxies, it's looking at us back in time, you know, and it's like, that just does my head in.
Yeah. They
Damn.
just launched the James Webb, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I read that yesterday, actually. I read about that yesterday. Is that more powerful than the Hubble? Is it the same sort of thing, a deep space telescope?
I believe so, yeah.
I thought they just sent up another satellite thing. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, so it's a joint effort from NASA, ESA, European Space Agency, and Canadian Space Agency. It's intended to succeed the Hubble Space Telescope.
Dang.
And it's elapsed for 1 day. Its mission duration is 1 day, so it's been up there one. Okay, they're keeping that space telescope has to be kept at very low temperature, which is interesting. Below 50 degrees Kelvin, which I guess isn't that cold, but it's cold enough to be use superconductors. I guess that's why it's been. Huh.
You need to live stream the new Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Sorry, what was that?
I need Schumann to live stream the Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Finance at Freddy's? What's that? I have no idea.
It's like a horror game, but it's like for Zoomers. It's where like the Chuck E. Cheese
You
animatronics
might as well
kill
be
you.
talking Japanese to me. Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Basically. It's just like basically like Chuck E. Cheese, but if the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics try to kill you, that's about it.
Okay, take your word for it. I have no idea what Chuck E. Cheese animatronics is.
Really? Oh yeah, you're in Europe.
Yeah.
Forgot they don't have that.
Oh, is it? You're talking about the food place? Is that a food place?
Yeah, it's like a food place. and they'll have like animatronics or something that like dance or something for birthday parties.
Okay.
Some of the FNAF jump scare.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, Five Nights Freddy's. Oh, it's a zombie game, is it?
Yeah, kinda. That's
Hmm.
me. I'm probably gonna get off, but it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Peace.
Take care. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what comes out of that James Webb Telescope, wouldn't it? Get some new pictures to look at from NASA and the ESA.
I totally missed that. I'm sorry.
So she said I was looking forward to seeing some of the images from the new telescope.
Oh
Be
yeah,
interesting.
definitely.
I mean, the idea of space exploration, I really love. I'm not one of these people that says we never went to the moon kind of thing. I get it, I get I get that there's a conspiracy there, but
Yeah, yeah.
I choose to believe that we did go to the moon, and I think that NASA do an amazing job, or did do an amazing job when they were certainly more active. But they're active in other ways now rather than just flying space shuttles. So, and that's okay because sending probes to Mars, well, we've got probes going all over our solar system now. We've been past Pluto, and we've crashed probes into planets. We've taken data, and most of the bodies in our solar system wouldn't be able to support life anyway. It's only our Earth that can support life, and the idea of sending teams to Mars is pointless. It's totally pointless. Sure, I get the idea that we need to have the technology to be able to support people living on Mars, but we don't need to actually do that. We can do it on the moon. We've got the moon there sitting there that we can use, and let's let's make a moon base before we make a Mars base, because at least then you can actually service the place when it's there.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Never really thought of that. You
You know,
don't think it would be possible to like change the atmosphere of Mars though at some point? And
at some point it might be, yeah. You might be able to terraform it,
yeah,
but it's not within our technological scope at the moment, is it?
no,
we,
yeah,
we can't look after our own fucking planet, let alone look after Mars.
very true.
And there's the ongoing debate whether we're actually killing the planet or not at the moment, and you got the millionaires and billionaires who are trying to get off the planet. They're building, spacecraft and making missions to Mars, and it's like, well, you can't just ruin our fucking planet and then fuck off.
Yeah,
Seriously,
yeah.
dude, really.
Trying to
You
escape
got.
the conditions they created.
Mhm. And they're the ones who have benefited from all this raping of the planet, and they just want to get away from it now.
Yeah.
They're sitting there worried about, we're all gonna die. yeah, we might all die. You know, we might kill all the life on this planet. You know, in the process, I think humans are more likely to kill themselves than destroy the planet. Planet will always be here. I don't know, you know, whether we need to be more caring about the planet for the future. Yeah, sure. We should look after the planet. We should be more caring, but we've built a civilization that doesn't work without it. You know, if we do away with petroleum, do away with oil, do away with the cultivation of meat, and you know, it becomes a world that most people don't want to live in,
Right.
or do they? I don't know. Becomes impractical. Certainly during the first lockdown, you know, they were looking at the atmosphere and saying, you know, is this well within the carbon footprint that we want for you know, the Green New Deal? It's like, oh, okay, so this is like a dry run for the Green New Deal, is it? Okay. This is why we're in lockdown. Hmm. Anyway, man, I'm just getting late here. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow.
I'm going to start working on the Clown World server. I'm going to add some rooms and or add some channels and whatnot. Start rebuilding what I had before.
Sure.
Information center. I've made you a moderator over there, so you can do whatever you like over there. You could create stuff, delete stuff, add stuff, whatever you want to do over there. I'm not anal about moderation. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a space on the internet, and you know, if you want to build something, add something, you can. You're more than welcome to. And you know, keep the server up, and I'll pop in from time to time and say hello.
Sure. Sounds good.
Yeah, cool. It's nice meeting you. I'll speak to you soon.
Same to you. Have a good night.
Take care.
Yep.
Good night.
Yeah, end stream.